Tuesday. Tuesday. Tuesday, 5:38 a.m. April 25, 2023, second millennium AD. Planet E. Galaxy, or the water of life, is the same. The Milky Way, the way of milk, the way from milk. Time and space continuum said to be in the era of quantum physics, the astrology of the cosmos and all its systems. Through each system entitled galaxies and their systems, the stars, the moons, the planets. There are lots of keys in the ABCs. And there are 25 in the English alphabetical system. Alpha, beta, and the omega, which brings me to the O. O period, M period, E period, G period, A period. Physics of omega through the alpha beta. And an invisible 30-degree temporal manipulation. That means if you leave it alone, it'll let you go home wagging your tail behind you. But to grow and know and analyze through the system of intelligence and the system of being wise, curiosity, imagination are only a few of the things that keep the entity going called a human being. And so the curiosity of the O, especially getting to omega point time, you learn many ways of living, many ways of life, paired with imagination and with the catalyst of education. Sometimes what's thought to be impossible, what's always believed to be a miracle, can be achieved in first dimension logical. But it has to be catalyzed through a computer that is roots, organic, soft drive, grown to a tree, hard drive, and finish of the growing span of this tree is thought to be beyond man in the 21st century AD month of April, year 2023. But you see, nothing is absolute. For there are beings with a drive that runs 24/7 on the planet Earth. That is their mission. That is from their birth to their death. They will always right and left the knowing through education and the application of testing and experience. Take one supporting beam of this dimensional tree. I make that the first point. Through education, application, and experience, for the knowing, metaphor. Have you ever been on an errand of just anything, everyday activities? Say, for instance, you're walking down the street, walking in a field of flowers, driving a car, or just looking up at a star. when all of a sudden your 2020 complete vision through light and dark, with aids, without aids, i.e. microscope, telescope, contacts, glasses, binoculars. You see something that's real. But in the logic appeal, it's impossible. And you're the only one that knows it. If you were to tell anyone, they would probably smile or laugh at you or think that you're a zoomazoo. But you have something phenomenal, and you can do things that no one would believe, especially if it's back to history. From the future in the present. Back to the future? No, that's not what I said. But you went back with something from the future where you were today, and then you changed the past, the history. Historical at play. What do you see? When you temporally fraction time back to history. Are you there really? Do you see with your 2020 what you really think you see? Can you interact? Can you not even know it? Find out that you can live there and you didn't even know it. Which brings me to another word called dimensions, and a playful word used pretty much nowadays called multiverse. Infinite one thing. I've always said there's always a contrast, but an infinite multiverse of any one thing, even a planet, even anything. Be it organic or inorganic. How intelligent do you have to be through education, application, and experience to get to Z when everyone else is still at Q? WXY. Now there's a mouthful. Is it the answer? To be able to manipulate the temporal supporting beam to get through the multiverse into the dimensional purse of anything. To be able to go back in time to your history from your present with something from the future that you didn't even know could possibly work. To be able to burst through the stream that continuums, time and space, in the base of first dimension. There are many names for such things. A lot of our famous scientists and physicists have named them, but you know what? I'm not interested in the name. I'm interested in the thing. To take the O from omega and manipulate the first dimension. Never leaving. Really? Is it your energy? Or is it your organic being? Do you know what the brain said to the heart that controls everything? You're nothing without me. Pure energy. To go where no man has gone before. To portal a bridge where you can come back once you've opened the dimensional door. Is there a machine that can do that? Because an organic thing can only send pure energy because it is not yet strong enough 30 degrees. If you want to know where the circle begins, if you want to know where the circle ends, you have to be able to manipulate time and space. Impossible, you say? To open up a circle and see where it really begins and ends. And opened up a doorway. Or no, you created a bridge. The circle didn't open. It just showed you the way in. It's called a cue. If you take any area of a circle and dimensionally open it 30 degrees, the first dimension will freeze, but you did build a bridge where you can travel to another dimension and come home again. But see, that's all theoretical physics of the quantum era of the 21st century, second millennium AD, year 2023, in the month of April. But in a year's time, 12 months, no baker's dozen here. The planets will align. All 9. That's why you put it back. You needed it so you could do that. And it is said when that happens, through mythology and fiction, science fiction and all that stuff, it is said, it doesn't say for how much time, and it wants you not to mess with time, especially history that has passed and gone. You will be able to manipulate the present, which will create a different future. From the O, with no beginning, no end, the circle has energy. That's why only your energy can enter in. The machine can help you get there. And you can carry it in, maybe, through the knowledge of your brain, your cerebral center core. But if in a fusion, you are only 49% of you, and the machine's energy is at least 51 or more, you're carrying it in with you. Into and through the halls of dimension that pies never ending. Did you burn your bridges behind you? And now you're clicking your heels 3 times, saying there's no place like home, there's no place like home. Can you somehow, with your 51% energy mechanical, manipulate the mechanical on the other side of the bridge? To calculate an application to let you go back in, as long as you can do it again and again and again and again. The mechanical energy that can manipulate a temporal infraction through the first dimension 2020. So if someone's vision is better than 2020, can they see what I'm talking about? Did your heart say to your brain, you're nothing without me? Burn your bridges behind you. Manipulate the omega of time that pies. What you find elsewhere is beyond the eye, but not the eye of imagination. And the strength of education and an entity that has free will. Once upon a time, in prehistoric time, a man disappeared right before their eyes. He took one step and he was gone. He passed through the dimensions of once upon. Temporal manipulation. The TM of physics and the education into the C of the 2020 AD. The vision of the entity human being. My poetry, my works, my way. Imagination starts decay. The meter of time. Oh, happy day. My journal entry of poetry today, April 25, 2023 AD, planet Earth and the galaxy of Cream Brulee. The Milky Way. And the cow jumped over the moon. And my name is J.